All right. Hey guys. Sorry for the slow start. I was just letting it load. It was going slow. So I'm trying to get onto YouTube to see your chat as well because it doesn't come up in our Hangout. But I love that there's the chat feature now for you to be able to ask your questions and be more interactive. So that's pretty exciting. So we're excited to have you here. We're excited to dive into becoming a person of influence with you guys today. Autumn is just looking up a story that is in the book she was reading that we really liked before when we talked about it. So yeah. All right. Autumn, did you want to put your slides up or what are you thinking?
I can, just 1 second. I was on my other camera.
I'm going to change it so it's, what am I doing here? I want it just to stay on you.
Okay.
There, it should just be on you now.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Just making sure we are good to go. I can, just 1 second. I was on my other camera.
Oh, okay. You have your YouTube.
So wait a couple minutes for people. There's only a couple people actually on here right now. So maybe we should just wait a second. I'll also have you announced in the group too that it's open.
No, I said I was going to open it shortly, just like a second ago.
Okay, I'll just say that it's open with the. Oh goodness.
There we go. Yeah, the chat is awesome, and I love the emojis.
Hello.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
I just want to see here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so if I screen share here.
Okay.
Whoa.
What? Oh yeah, it looks all messed up like that when you just screen share. But once you have slides up, it goes normal. But it doesn't look like that on YouTube.
Can everybody see that? Like,
it's delayed a bit.
Because I can't.
Okay. All right. Oh, never mind. On YouTube, it looks all funky as well. What I did, Autumn, is
If I just leave it like this, can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
It's all good if I leave it like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And yeah, it's so weird when I click on it. It's so strange. Okay. So I will get going then. What the motive was behind this training and behind this topic was I actually started reading a book that we talked to you guys about at the very beginning called Becoming a Person of Influence by John C. Maxwell. And I read it and I felt like, oh my gosh, this book is seriously meant for coaches. It's insane. So I wanted to bring you some of the topics and teachings from that training or from that book to you guys because it's something that has definitely opened up my eyes and I know it's going to completely help you guys too. So let's start here with integrity. So the quote was, the need for integrity today is perhaps as great as it has ever been. And it is absolutely essential for anybody who desires to become a person of influence. So that's just showing that, you know, there's a difference between being somebody who influences somebody else and someone who's just posting every day, right? The people that are at the top of this company and the top coaches and the people that are there for a reason, and it's because they've influenced people. They've created a following. They've built trust and consistency, and people see that they have value and that they are true to their word and to who they are and to their message. So this is so essential. Okay, so the next slide here. Integrity is about the small things. So it's not always about the big things every single day that you're doing. It's about in the little things day to day, whether that's just in your post or the consistency of what it is that you do. So it's a foundation upon which many other qualities are built. So respect, dignity, trust. If the foundation of integrity is weak, then being a person of influence is completely impossible. There was actually an analogy on this about, the foundation of a house. If you don't have a very strong foundation on your house, it's going to crumble. And of course, nobody wants that, right? So you want a strong house. Oh, Phil, jeez. You need a strong foundation, and integrity is built on those small things. So building respect, having dignity, and building that trust with people, that's what's going to give you integrity. It's not just something you say, I'm going to have integrity, and and you have it. You have to build that. It's an inside job. So it's not determined. I did spell it right. It's not determined by circumstance. So it doesn't matter how you were raised. It doesn't matter what things you were given and not given in your life. It's not based on those types of things. Integrity is not based on credentials. So it doesn't matter if you have a certificate in this or that, or if you went to university or not, or you even finished elementary school or not. That's not what it's based on. Integrity should also not be confused with reputation. Reputation is so different than integrity. Integrity is really about how you hold yourself and the message you send to other people. So integrity should also be your best friend and your best friend's best friend. So this kind of leads down into, it should be your best friend, and it should also be your team's best friend, if that's the way you want to look at it. It's never going to betray you or put you into a compromising position. If you have integrity and you lead your life and your business and your heart with integrity, you're never going to end up in a really sticky situation. Almost going back on your word, right? So it keeps your priorities straight. So if you're tempted to take shortcuts, it's going to help you stay in the right course. If others are criticizing you unfairly, whether that's a post through Facebook or something somebody says, because it happens, even if you are the kindest, most helpful person, there are those people out there who will still trash you. And that's unfortunately just kind of the reality of it, because usually they're unhappy with something in their own life, or, maybe you see a really hurtful post, whether it's from somebody that's a friend, it's happened to me, maybe it's a family member, whatever it is, and you need to take that high road to not strike back. So integrity is going to help you from doing that. It's also going to help you to accept what they say, and learn from it, and to keep going when somebody gives you valid criticism. And sometimes that's from me and Kelsey. It's from your coaches. It's from the people who are sponsoring you to have this business and to help you to grow. If we, for instance, are giving you a example of how to better help your business, or maybe something to not do or to do, we're doing it because we want you to accept that and to learn from it and to grow from it. And that is what having integrity is. So when people around you know that you're a person of integrity, they know that you want to influence them because of the opportunity to add value to their lives, they're not going to worry about your motives. And I think this is one of the biggest things in the change that I've seen within my business is I speak, it kind of goes hand in hand with that confidence, right? I speak with so much confidence, and people see the integrity and the consistency that I have, that I've built trust by showing up every single day. So people don't worry about my motives. When I message people, they can tell that I'm being respectful. They can tell that I'm leading with integrity. They know that I have good intentions when I talk to them, and I want to build and grow with them. So this is so important and such a huge key into, people are always saying, well, people don't want to join me, or I'm really struggling this month, or whatever the case may be. And sometimes it's just, you need to build trust, and you need to build that foundation for integrity. And then people aren't going to always be wondering about your motives and, is she in it for the money? Is she in it? Am I just a sale? What is it, right? They want to know that you're in it to really care and change their life. And basically by just holding that integrity, and by, sticking to your word, and knowing that it's not about having a degree or having, a certain list of credentials or having the best circumstance. Like, so many times I hear from people, well, maybe not hear from people, but, oh, I can't be successful because I don't look a certain way. I can't be successful because I don't have blonde hair. I don't live in Florida. I don't have this or have that. And it has nothing to do with those things. It's the way that you hold yourself. That is integrity. It has nothing to do with anything else but that. I hope you guys have a pen and paper out, because some of this stuff is going to be really good, or screenshot it, and I can always post as well the slides too into the group. So the benefits of integrity, let's talk about those. Trust. Number one, you're going to build trust. So the bottom line, when you have integrity, it allows others to trust you. If you don't have trust, you have absolutely nothing. It is the single most important factor in personal and professional relationships. It's the glue that holds everything together. And you're going to see, like, you know, if you have a coach on your team, or maybe it was you at some point, or maybe it's somebody else you've seen on your feed that has been this coach, and they've offered and promised to be there and to support somebody, and to, you know, they're not going anywhere, and then they leave, and then they fall off. And then you kind of wonder, like, oh my goodness, I wonder what happened to all their challengers. I wonder what happened to their team. You know, did they just leave them? And if they did, and then they decide in 2 months or the next month or whatever the case is, you know, I'm going to work hard again this month. I'm going to go for it. Guess what? It takes so much time to build that trust back with those people, because you've lost it. People need to know you're not going anywhere. And that's what holds everything together, whether it's in your relationship with a spouse, your family, whoever it is. If you break that trust, it's really hard to rebuild it. And at one point in this world and in our lives, people trusted you until you proved otherwise. And some people still are like that. I'm very much like that. I am someone that just trusts people very willingly. But in most cases, today you have to prove that you're trustworthy in order to earn it. A lot of people don't just give it out, you know, without that proof. So just remember that, yes, sometimes it's tough having to build that trust and to, you know, be consistent over a long period of time, so then people see that you're in this for the long haul. But it pays off in so many ways down the road if you prove that you're trustworthy, okay? So character is made in small moments of our lives, and I just want to throw that in there because it's true. I think a lot of people think that character is built, or the trust is going to be built, when they see that you're going on a Save the Success Club trip, or if you're, you know, you make $3,000 a week, or whatever the case is. It's not. Your character isn't made up in those big moments. It's made up in, are you showing up every single day? That builds trust, not only with your challengers, to see that you're posting every single day, and the people that are going to potentially join you, but also for your team. The best way to lead your team is to show up every single day. You know, they can find the information from anywhere. You guys could have went and looked this up, possibly. But what builds that trust and builds that team is by showing up every single day. That's what they need to see more than anything. So you need to be modeling the consistency of character. So solid trust can develop, only when people can trust you all the time. Like I was saying, it's if they never know from moment to moment what you're going to do, or the relationship will deepen to a confident level of trust. So people need to know what you're always going to be doing. If you're, I swear, like I've never missed a day. Never. Even if I didn't plug in 110%, I still posted something every single day, and I showed up for my team, and I showed up for my challengers. So people know I'm not going anywhere. They know I'm there, and they can trust me. If I am going to go off the grid for a bit or for a day, I posted, like, guys, I'm really sick today. I'm not going to be able to be reached, or I'm going out of town. I don't really have Wi-Fi. Please let me know if you need to get a hold of me before then. I will get back to you as soon as I can. People need to build that trust, and you need to be modeling that consistency. That's building character. Employ honest communication. So just like words and music, they have to match. You know, you have to, your actions must meet, you know, what you say you're going to do, and be very, very honest in your communication. Sorry, I didn't make that one big. Value transparency. So I know that Kelsey tells you it, I tell you it, we've talked about it, and even in our training, transparency is key. People are going to find out your flaws, especially the people that know you and care about you. If you go and you're a new coach, or even if you're not a new coach and you're posting not like yourself, you're not talking like yourself, you're not posting things that are true to your value, if you're trying to be like somebody else, people are going to know you're not being transparent and you're being kind of fake. And they're going to find out. The people that know about you or know you already are already going to know. So you're going to lose their trust. But now the people who are new to following you are going to eventually find out that you do have flaws. We all have flaws. So, you know, if you're just honest with people and you admit that you have weaknesses, it builds so much honesty and integrity. You don't have to be perfect. People want, the normal person in this world isn't perfect, right? They're going to be able to relate to you better if you show that you have weaknesses. I know a lot of the time we get really caught up with wanting to put the perfect picture out there and making, like, whether that is on your post or just in the image of the way that you live. I know it's so, you know, you really want to show that, you know, you got it together, you're a great coach, all these amazing things are happening, but people can't always relate to that. And, you know, sometimes I even get caught up in that too, and I'm like, you know what, and I'm posting all these really perfect things, or what I think are, and then I realize, you know what, this isn't super relatable. I need to show that, like, yes, you know, I've gotten awesome results from hammer and chisel, but when I sit down, I still got rolls. At the end of the day, I'm not perfect, and people need to see that, and that's what builds trust. That's what builds integrity, showing your flaws, showing your weaknesses, and showing that you're not perfect. Real people need to relate to real things. So exemplify humility. People aren't going to trust you if you're driven by ego, jealousy, or the belief that you're better than they are. So really hold yourself on a very equal playing field and never try to be better than somebody else. That's, again, it just kind of goes into the transparency. Be real and be honest and be you. Okay, so again, just finishing that topic off. Demonstrate your support of others. Nothing develops character or displays it better than your desire to put others first. So help people succeed and you will also. And I love this because it really does play into the whole, what we do as a team. You don't succeed unless your coaches succeed. So it's your job, if you are a coach and you are signing up people on your team, that you don't leave them high and dry. You're not going to succeed from that. We are not a pyramid scheme. We are not that. That is what a pyramid scheme is. It's signing people up and you succeed, but you don't help them succeed. That's not what we do here. You are a coach and a leader who is signing people up because you want to help them succeed too. And when you have that genuine desire to see others succeed, that's when you succeed. It just works as a team, whether that is in coaching or if you're on a playing field and whether that's football or basketball or you're playing a sport. If you're trying to do this all on your own, it just doesn't work, right? You have to do it together in order to see the benefits. So fulfill your promises. This is huge. Never promise something you can't deliver. If you're going to say something, follow through on it. If you say you're in this for the long haul, be in it for the long haul. If you're going to promise someone you're going to be there beside them through their journey, you better be beside them through their entire journey. Don't let them down. If you say you're going to run a free clean eating group, maybe no one really shows up. Run it anyways. Find somebody, put it on, practice, get better. If you say you're going to host a team call, you better host that team call. And even if nobody shows up, you run it anyways, and I've done it myself. So embrace an attitude of service. And this is so important for us. We are here and put on this earth not to be served, but to serve others. So give of yourself and your time to others. And that shows that you care about them. So even if you're running a challenge group, say, and every single person has already purchased something, they've already got their pack, and they're joining you in your next one, and nobody else new signs up. Like, there's absolutely nobody else. And the people that have already joined you didn't get anything extra. They didn't get any more Shakeology. They didn't get a new program, whatever the case is. You know, you're giving of them without asking for anything in return, right? You have to be willing to do that as a coach. And that's just something that we build foundations on, whether that is sharing recipes. through your Facebook page, whether that is sharing a really awesome at-home workout that you can post a video of. And, you know, the first case is, well, I don't want to share, you know, a workout they can do at home, because then why would they come to me? They can just do this workout. No. That's not how it works. You're showing that you want to give to others and really truly help them succeed without asking for anything in return. That is what people care about. That builds trust. That's what people see, that you have value and you actually truly care about people, and they want to join you because of that. You have to be willing to serve others in order to succeed in this business. So encourage that two-way participation with those that you influence. When you live a life of integrity, people listen to you and they follow you. So always remember that the goal of influence isn't manipulation. So it's about participation, right? So only as you can include others in your life and success, do you permanently succeed. So again, if you're trying to force people and convince them to join your team, guess what? That's temporary. If you are, you know, being salesy and you're at people to join your challenge group, and you're doing it with the intent to succeed only yourself, not them, it's temporary. They're not going to see success. So you're not going to see success. You have to be in it with them 100%, where you want it more for them than you want it for yourself. And then that way you are influencing others, engaging in participation, and becoming much more successful. Okay. So commit yourself to that honesty, reliability, and confidentiality. These are the steps for you to do this and to become a person of influence. So again, commit yourself to that honesty, reliability, and confidentiality. So today, this begins with that decision. You have to make a conscious decision. You know, don't wait for that moment of crisis when something happens and someone questions your integrity or loses trust in you, for you to decide, hey, I should probably lead with more honesty. Don't set yourself up to fail. Choose today to live by a strict moral code and stick to it no matter what happens. So decide ahead of time that you don't have a price. So decide again today that you won't sell your integrity, not for power, not for revenge, not for pride, not for money, not for anything. You stick to being a person of integrity no matter what. Major in the minor things. So it's the little things that make or break us. Like I was saying, if you cross the line with your values by an inch or a mile, you're still out of bounds. Honesty is a habit, and you have to ingrain that by doing all the right things all the time. Or I guess, you know, not always doing the right thing, as in it's okay to make mistakes, right? But leading with that integrity all the time. Day after day, week after week, year after year. So that's not giving up. So you have to be consistent in the little things, and you're less likely to wander off course morally or ethically if you do that. So each day, do what you should do before what you want to do. And this is coming back to the assignment that we talked about today. That we wanted you guys to do today is eating that frog. So follow through on your responsibilities. It's a big part of integrity. So when you do the things that you have to do, when you have to do them, the day is going to come when you can do the things that you want to do when you want to do them. And that ties into really diving in and putting the work in now and the effort in now and the extra time. So then one day you have more of a choice and you can choose you know, a little bit more on the way that you spend your time and the way that you do things. But at first, you have to be willing to get up and send those invites right away. You have to be willing to make videos if you hate them. You have to be willing to do the things you don't want to do, because if you're not getting outside of your comfort zone. You're not moving your business forward. And eventually, you're going to say, oh my goodness, okay, my business is not moving forward. I have no new challengers. I have no new coaches. I'm stuck. And when you look back on your to-do list, what is the number one thing that is always not crossed off? Is it inviting? Is it posting? Is it sharing your why? What is it, right? You need to be willing to do those things and the things that you should be doing before the things you want to do, because far too often everybody checks off, and I'm guilty of this too, checking off the easy things, the things we want to do, the things that are exciting for us, and not necessarily doing the things that are actually going to move our business forward. I just want to see. Oh my goodness. I was like, hey, does anybody have any questions? I just wanted to check in to hear because I can't I don't have that up. Kelsey, you're hilarious. You make me laugh. I'm a chatting machine. Yes, you are. Sorry. Okay, I will pop back. Okay, so a person of influence nurtures other people. This is a huge part of our business too. So this is why I love these topics. Quote, if you nurture other people but allow them to become dependent on you, you're really hurting them, not helping them. And I know that this is actually very important for you to know this now, because me and Kelsey have both made the mistakes of holding our coaches' hands too tight. And it's because we care so much. And it's because we really want to help them succeed. And we, even challengers, we're there too much. And if you don't let them become dependent and you don't show them how to become leaders on their own, and you don't allow them just to take the tools and run with them, you're not going to help them. You're holding them back from success, and they're never going to be able to fly without you. And you want to create a team that if say something happens, you get sick, or you go on a vacation, or you want to travel around for 2 months, or whatever the case is, something tragic happens in your family, someone passes away, and you need to emotionally step back for a little bit. You need to have a team, or you want to have a team that can succeed on their own, that are gonna thrive without you. And that's not meaning, oh my gosh, I have a team that doesn't want to, doesn't need me. That's not what it is. You want to build a team of leaders who can run without you, but have done that because you've helped them do it. So nurturing is super important. Okay, so a nurturing influence is a giver, and I know that that's something that I want to build my team with. It's givers, and I know that's something Kelsey wants to build her team with, and that's what's going to bring you success. So love, before you can do anything else in the lives of others, you must show them love. Without it, there's no connection, there's no future, and there's no impact on your life. When it comes to helping people grow and feel good about themselves, there's absolutely no substitute for love, and everybody gives love in a different way. So take this and totally do it however you do. If that's gifts, if that's in ways of positive affirmations, if that's checking in on people, whatever it is. If you've read the 5 Love Languages, that's one of my next books to read. Then use that to speak your language in how you love on others. But you have to do that in order to help and make an impact in their life. Respect. So listening to other people and putting their agenda ahead of your own reflects the respect for them and has the potential to make you and them more successful. We are all motivated by people who treat you well. So, you can post in the comments who here has been in a job where they weren't respected. Their time wasn't respected. They weren't appreciated. Maybe their schedule got shifted around on them, and their schedule changed without being asked. Maybe they never got a thank you. Maybe they never got appreciation for the hard work that they did. It ties into recognition too, but, I know I've definitely been in a job. Actually, I left my last job because of that. I had my schedule being changed around on me all the time without being asked. I was expected to do things without a thank you, put in extra hours, and eventually I lost respect for my employer, and I was driven to leave, and I left, clearly. I do this full time. So I didn't respect her, and I lost that drive for my passion in my job, and I dreaded every single day because I wasn't motivated. I was not motivated to help. I wasn't motivated to succeed. And clearly, if you're like me, when you are respected and appreciated, you want to perform more. You want to Phil, yes? He's like meowing so rank. Here. Come here. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry guys. Sorry, what was I saying? Basically, you're motivated by people who are going to treat you well. So really use that in your team and with your challengers, and the people who you speak to. Really appreciate them for what they are, and that's going to motivate them more than anything. So a sense of security. People are reluctant to trust and reach their potential when there are worries about whether they're safe with you, and when they feel secure, they're in a position to respond positively and do their best. A lot of this comes from integrity and being consistent with actions and words. So again, this all comes back to trust that I was talking about earlier. And that in the integrity is having that sense of security for people lets them know you're not going anywhere, and people are going to appreciate that and support you long term because of it. Recognition. So the number one cause of dissatisfaction among employees was their superior's failure to give them credit. It's hard to follow someone who doesn't appreciate them for who they are or what they do. Even a little recognition can go such a long way. I cannot tell you how much I would have, and I've told this to my parents, I've told this to my boyfriend, if I would have gotten, maybe a couple more thank yous, a little bit more respect and, appreciation for the hard work that I do. If, maybe I got even a raise, or if I got something even small, anything, to say thank you for all that you do, I honestly probably wouldn't have left when I left. I would have stuck it out and still did coaching, and I would have still worked there. But I had no recognition. I wasn't appreciated, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels that way, whether that was in a job beforehand or it's in your job now. And it's sad because it's so true, is people just aren't appreciated for all that they do. So recognizing the people in your challenge groups is so important, whether that's, you shout them out in your group and say, hey, this girl's killing it, good job. Maybe you do a spotlight of them, especially if it's someone that you think would make an amazing coach. Definitely give them a spotlight and see if that's okay with them. Like, hey girl, do you mind if I spotlight you and just recognize you for all your hard work? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say absolutely, but you want to make sure first that it's okay. Recognition for your team. And that doesn't always just mean Success Club, but did they follow the vital behaviors? Are they having an amazing story that they're sharing? Did they make an awesome post that really caused momentum or that stood out to you? Are they sharing their story and getting vulnerable and transparent? These are all things to give them recognition for, because that is what's going to motivate them and help them to be that influence and to keep going and to know that they're doing well. It's not always about that number of success, but it's all the little things as well. So giving them encouragement as well. When a person feels encouraged, they can face the impossible and overcome incredible adversity. Few things help a person the way that encouragement does. Flatter me and I may not believe you. Criticize me and I may not like you. Ignore me and I may not forgive you. Encourage me and I will not forget you. And that's what you want. You want to leave a lasting impression on each person's lives where they will not forget you because you did something amazing for them. For example, I actually, at Christmas, I received a necklace in the mail from a challenger who I had helped months before that. And I actually went to high school with her, but we were never friends in high school. And she sent me a beautiful necklace, and I was absolutely floored. And she said, because you've changed my life, you've made a huge impact on my life, and I wanted to thank you for it. And I hadn't worked with her in months. I had no idea. I did not see that coming. And it melted my heart, not because it's a gift, but because somebody actually thought of me and didn't forget me. And I made an impact on someone else's lives. And this is what we do as coaches. We make impacts on others' lives. So encourage people, whether that's motivation through your Facebook every single day, post something motivational to help them, get out of a funk or get their workout in, or maybe have a positive thought in that day because they had a really bad start to the day. Whatever the case is, really try your hardest to, lead with encouragement and to help your team and your challengers feel good about themselves. Okay, so what do they receive by you being a nurturing and person and a giver? So they're going to receive positive self-worth. And the nature of self-evaluation has a huge effect on a person's values and beliefs, thinking processes, feelings, needs, and goals. The reality is that most people, whether they're 7 or they're 57, could use help with their feelings about themselves. They love to have their sense of identity boosted. People can always always make a list of their weaknesses twice as long as their strengths. So you being that person to help them feel more positive about themselves is going to be a really big deal. And that's the things that they're going to remember. People don't always remember what you did, but they always remember how you make them feel. So a sense of belonging. This is one of the most basic human needs. Positive influences understand this need for a sense of belonging and do things that make other people feel included. So great leaders are very good at making their followers feel included. If you want to improve this, look for ways to include others. And this could be just as simple as making a very engaging post that asks for other people's opinions. Lots of coaches do this, and it's because it works. It allows people to feel a part of your life and like their opinion matters. So whether that's you're out shopping and you try on a couple different outfits or a couple different dresses, and you take a picture of both and you say, hey, what choice do you, or which dress do you guys like better? I'd love your opinion. I really can't decide, and it's a really important event that I'm wearing this to. Or I'm changing my hair color and I just can't decide what I should do. Or I'm really looking to learn more about this topic, or whatever it is. It just gives people an opportunity to learn more about you and to engage in your post. It creates momentum through your feed. It keeps your comments and your post actually at the top of the feed, so lots of people are going to see it. But it also allows people to feel like they belong and that they matter and that their opinion matters, and that's truly what people really care about. But I mean, of course, there's so many ways of belonging that we can talk about. And I mean, I don't know if any of you guys have ever felt that, but I didn't really feel like I truly belonged anywhere until I became a coach. And I think that's sometimes why I'm so passionate and why I love to share this, and I love to share the coaching opportunity, because I never had that group of people growing up that I 100% felt a part of. I didn't have a group of girlfriends, that I still have solid today. I have one friend that I have still been friends with since grade 8. I never had that sense of true belonging, and I always felt like an outsider. So when I became a coach and I felt like I belonged and that I mattered and that I was a part of something more, and I have a team and friends and people who care about me, that's why I want to share it so much, because I want other people who felt like me to feel like they matter too. It's also going to give them perspective. So it's going to give them a better perspective on themselves. Most people receive their fair share of negative comments and criticism from others, and they tend to lose sight of their value. Quote, for most people, it's not what they are that holds them back. It's what they think that they're not. And you're going to run into this a lot with challengers, and you're going to run into this a lot with coaches, especially objections before people start coaching. With a lot of people, they don't think that they could be a leader. They don't think that they can be someone who can influence somebody else. They don't think that they have much to offer others. And, it's your job to lift them higher, so then they know that, they do matter, and that, there are beautiful things about them. And I think that's why I'm such an advocate for self-love and positive body image, because so many women are so beat down in so many ways, and it's our opportunity to show people that, they really do matter, and that they're beautiful, and they shouldn't be held back by things that other people say. So they also receive feelings of significance. I'm going to try to power through this because we are running out of time here. When you nurture people and add value to them without expecting anything in return, they feel significant. They realize that they are valued and that they matter to others. And once they feel positive about themselves, they're free to live positively for themselves and for others. It also gives them hope. The key to how you treat people lives in how you think about them. Hope is perhaps the greatest gift you can give others as the result of nurturing. And even if their sense of self is weak and they fail to see their own significance, they have a reason to keep trying and striving to reach their potential in the future. So how can you become a nurturer? You need to commit to them. So making that commitment to help people changes your priorities and your actions. Love for others always finds a way to help. Believe in them. People rise or fall to meet the expectations of those closest to them. Give people that trust and that hope, and they will do everything they can to keep you from letting you down. Be accessible to them. You can't nurture anyone from a distance. You have to do it up close. So at first, you might be spending a little more time with them, whether that's a new coach or a challenger. But as time goes on, they're going to gain that confidence in themselves, and they're not going to need so much personal contact from you. But until then, just make sure you're accessible to them. Give with no strings attached. So if you need people, you can't lead them. Nurturing is an aspect of leadership. So instead of making a transaction out of it and always needing something back, give freely without expecting anything in return. When you look back on your life, it's the moments where you feel that you truly lived are the moments where you did things in the spirit of love and just by giving so freely of yourself to others. Give them opportunities. As the people you nurture gain strength, give them additional opportunities to succeed and grow. You will continue to nurture them, but as time goes by, their actions and accomplishments will help them remain secure, respected, and encouraged, and lift them to a higher level. Your ultimate goal should always be to help people to go to a higher level and to reach their full potential. Again, that is, whether that's your challengers or your team. So having faith in people. This was the other topic that we were talking about today. So here are just some facts about faith in people. Most people don't have faith in themselves. Like, so true, right? I know that I didn't have faith in myself. A lot of the people that I help don't have faith in themselves. And a lot of the people who started on my team didn't have faith in themselves. Most people don't have someone who has faith in them, which is a huge reason why these challenge groups and our support groups are so important, because a lot of people actually don't have somebody at home who believes in them or supports them. And it's super sad, but it's honestly so true. And you might be that only person in their entire life and their family and their friends and their circle who believes in them. So you have to have that faith in them and not give up on them. Most people can tell when someone has faith in them, and most people will do anything to live up to your faith in them. When you believe in people, they honestly really do the impossible. Okay, so how do you become a believer in people? You need to believe in them before they succeed. It's so easy to believe in people that are already successful, right? But you need to believe in them first before they become successful, before they even believe in themselves. That is what, especially when they're a challenger and you let them know that you believe in them, that is how you're going to grow your team with amazing coaches. By instilling that belief in them and them always knowing that you truly believe in them, that they can do this, whether that's on their own fitness journey or as a coach, in their own journey, whatever that may be, if you let them know from day one that you're there for them and you believe in them, they're going to rise up to that expectation and they're going to do it before they even believe in themselves. So emphasize their strengths. The best way to show people your faith in them and to motivate them is to focus your attention on their strengths. This way you're helping them believe that they possess what they need to succeed. Praise them for what they do well, both publicly and privately, whether that is in private messages, voice messages, on your public Facebook page, and tell them how much you appreciate their positive qualities and their skills. And anytime you have the opportunity to compliment and praise them in front of their family and friends, do it. That's why public recognition is really awesome. And I know how much it meant to me when I was a new coach, because it got to show the people that were on my feed that I was also succeeding. So list their past successes. Not everybody has the natural ability to recognize their past successes and to draw confidence from them. If you can show others that they have done well in the past and help them see that their past victories have paved the way for future success, they'll be better able to move into action. So this helps them to believe in themselves, especially when someone is struggling. Giving them that reminder of what they did do amazing and what they are really good at and that they have succeeded in the past is going to help them see that, they got this and that they can do this and that they can continue to be successful. So instill that confidence when they fail, and that goes to the past successes. When someone fails, they have two choices, and we talked about this the other week. You can give in or you can go on. It always makes or breaks you. So some people are resilient and willing enough to keep trying in order to succeed, even when they don't see the immediate progress. So that is, you know, if they don't see success in the first month or the first 2 months or the first 3 months or even in the first year, some people are willing to still keep going until they see that success, and some people aren't. And some people, if they don't see success in their first 3-4 months, they're out of there, because that's just kind of the way our society's been wired nowadays. So, but know that, you know, that's how me and Kelsey always were right from the very get-go. We were always very driven, whether we see immediate progress or not. But we always have to remind ourselves that not everybody is that determined. Some people will collapse at their first sign of trouble. So to give them that push and to inspire them, you need to keep showing your confidence in them, even when they're making mistakes or not doing that great. Experience some wins together to help people believe that they can achieve that victory. Put them in a position to experience small successes. Encourage them to perform tasks or take on responsibilities you know that they can handle, and give them that assistance to succeed. So, you know, instead of giving them a really big task or to do this, you know, maybe start with, hey, you know, I know inviting is really hard. How about you invite just one person today? Just start small. And, you know, maybe even go on a live video Zoom call or chat and do it with them. Say, you know what, you can, if you go and invite 5 people, I'll invite 5 people right along with you, and we'll do this together. And if you have questions, I'm here beside you. Visualize their future success. Each time you cast a vision for others and paint a picture of their future success, you build them up, motivate them, and give them the reasons to keep going. So make sure you're always reaffirming their goals and painting that picture for them. And expect a new level of living. As people's attitudes change from doubt to confidence in themselves and their abilities to succeed and reach their potential, everything in their life changes for the better. Okay, so when people, this is just a little chart graphic that I really liked, so I wanted to put it in here for you guys. When people sense victory, they sacrifice to succeed. They look for ways to win. They become energized. They follow the game plan, and they help other team members. And that all stems from you. When people sense defeat, they give as little as possible. They look for excuses. They become tired. They completely leave the game plan aside, and they hurt others. So this really does stem from your leadership in the way that you help people, and that just kind of goes to from emphasizing their strengths and helping with their successes and all the kinds of things within having faith in people. So that is it. And with like 9 minutes left till 9, I'm going to open up for questions. So if you do have any questions, just post them in the chat and I will answer them. Oh my goodness. Sloth meme? Oh my goodness. Why? I need to read this. All I'm seeing is stuff about sloths. I need to go down. Kelsey? Am I still talking to myself? Kelsey? Do you have any questions?
Okay,
Hi.
there.
Like, am I talking to myself? Do you have any questions?
Okay, I was gonna type it out, but I can actually speak, I guess. All right, so I was kind of taking it all in because that was amazing. And I was thinking about when I first became a coach, and I was so nervous about stepping outside of my comfort zone. And sorry, I feel like I'm echoing. Am I echoing? Maybe
No.
not. Okay, it's just echoing on my side then. All right. So I just kind of always felt like, you know, what am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? And I was so afraid to say something and be wrong. And it took me a long time to realize that part of having integrity is, you know, if you make a mistake or you tell someone that something's on sale and it's not, and, you know, you get caught in those conversations where it's like the person's almost challenging you, all that matters is that you're honest and that you follow through and you help them and you're there for them and you just be real as you can be. And I know as a new coach that used to really scare me because, you know, when you first start, you don't know everything and no one can expect you to know everything right off the bat. And I used to just get so tied up in that, you know, I would hold back in conversations and I would hold back in my posts because I was so afraid of saying the wrong thing. And I've had other coaches say the same thing to me. They're like, hey, like, Kels, I'm afraid to do a sneak peek because, you know, I don't know if I could actually run one of those and give someone the right information. And I guess my advice to you is being a good leader is, you know, failing forward. It's about being honest and being true. And when someone has questions or someone's wondering what to do next, or they're wondering how to fix something's not working, just be real with them. Like, even now, someone will message me and say, like, hey, I don't know how to call in or whatever, or I don't know how come I have this charge coming up on my account. And for me, I used to get really nervous, like, oh my God, why is there an extra charge on their account? And I used to like backtrack and take my integrity away from myself. And I didn't give myself a fair chance to really dive in. So my advice to you is just take everything that Autumn said and really just embody and know it's okay to make mistakes and it's okay to not know, and just be honest. You know, sometimes I get questions from challengers and I'll say to them, like, hey, I honestly don't know the answer to that question. Let me find out. I'm going to post it in, you know, in this group, or I'm going to reach out to Beachbody and see what they can tell me. And I always get back to them. And it's okay if you know, you don't know the answer. Just be there for them. And if you make a mistake, just be honest. I had a girl that I forgot to tell her to cancel her Beachbody her club membership. She didn't want it, and I forgot to tell her when I was telling her about Shakeology. So she got charged for it, and it was my fault, right? But as a coach, if you're just honest and you offer to support, you know, they're more than willing to say, hey, that's okay, we're all human. So just be really honest and dive in, and don't hold back from any conversation. So that would be my advice. I don't see any more questions yet. Does anybody have any questions?
I actually had the same thing kind of happen, like as you just mentioned. I was at Summit and I totally forgot about, like, to let one of my new challengers know about Shakeology coming out again, and she got it, and I said, okay, well, if you send it back. She was so unhappy. She's like, I'm not paying to send this back. This is ridiculous. I didn't want this to come out of my account. She was so upset. And I said, like, if you send it back, just send me a screenshot of you, like your bill from sending it back, and I will transfer you any money that you need, like, you know, to send that back, because, you know, I wanted to make sure, you know, that I did have that integrity and that I did lead with a good heart and that I did not have any intentions, because I don't ever want that intention of, you know, somebody having something that, they don't want, right? So, yeah,
I'm right there with you. I always, you know, you always have to step up. If you want to be a leader, as a coach, you need to step up to that plate, right? And you need to be there for your challengers and put them first and make sure they're happy. So, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
all right, so no
questions. I was just reading through some of the comments, and absolutely those posts, you know, like Sheena mentioned about her dog. And everybody was sharing pictures on there. It also just shows, like, who you are, right? And it shows that, like, you love animals and that you love dogs. So you're going to keep attracting those types of people to you by making those kinds of things. That's why Kelsey, like, I know Kelsey always is really into, like, dog Instagrams and following people with dogs, because she knows that she can connect with people on that. And those are the things that build an awesome team of people who, like, are so connected, you know, with the same interests. So, but yeah, that is, dogs are life.
But it's, you know, it's kind of funny. I had a challenge group, and when I asked them to introduce themselves, 6 out of 10 had huskies. So it was kind of funny because I had no idea when I added them that they had a husky, but because, you know, you attract to people like you, right? So it was kind of neat how that can happen.
It's actually really funny now when I go to add somebody and I see that they have huskies, I almost am like, you know, maybe I won't add them. Maybe I'll just tell Kelsey to add them.
I literally, like, stalk people that have huskies on Instagram. Like, if you got a husky, you got a stalker, because I'm the stalker.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And yeah, Sheena, that's all you can do, right? Is like it's tough. I mean, you can only do what you can do. Sometimes it's also nice to give them a little bit of the reins and not completely hold their hand, especially if there's somebody that could potentially be on your team. You want to give them that leadership. And I know that even, for instance, Morgan, she actually, if she knows it's a coach, especially a new coach, sending her a message, asking a basic question that they can find either in her training or online or Google or FAQ, she actually purposely doesn't respond to them for about a day, just so then they can actually take the actions themselves to go find the answer, rather than, waiting on Morgan to answer for her or for them. And it's good. You should give your, coaches some leadership, because even though you want to help them so much and you want to see them succeed, it really does hold them back. And I know that, both me and Kelsey have suffered in the long run by doing too much of that hand holding. So don't be afraid to, give them a little bit of leadership, and, the answers are out there. Actually, sorry, I'm going to just make a quick point here, because this actually is a perfect example of the Regina, Saskatchewan, the wedding review page. When I worked in weddings, oh my gosh, that was my last job. I was in events, and we would watch that page all the time. People would straight up say, where is it, who makes cakes? What's a venue? Where can I get a venue? What are some linens? Like, do I need linens? Like, they would ask the most basic questions, like, oh, who are some photographers? Rather than like old school, when we didn't have this ability, you have to make the calls, you have to check it out yourself, you have to go do it. But everybody wants you to do the work for them rather than taking it upon themselves to do it themselves. And so just, it's not a bad thing to give people a little bit of that leadership back. So.
And a really easy thing to do too that I've been doing. So I'll have coaches, because I handheld like you wouldn't believe, you guys, and it really hurt my coaches in the end. So now what I do is I have training coming out of my yin yang. Like, I got stuff set up like you wouldn't believe, and
I almost spit my drink out.
I saw that. And what I do now is when they ask me a question, I sometimes will answer pretty quick, but what I actually answer by saying is not the answer. I say, hey, great question. It's actually in Coach Basics Training Online. Hey, great question. It's actually in this handbook. I tell them where to find it, and then it's up to them if they want to go and search it. And I'll sometimes see coaches then go post in another group and ask the same question because they don't want to go look themselves, even though I just told them where it was. But that's how you're going to figure out who to work with and who, where to put your time in. So that's an easy way of doing it too. If you have coaches asking you questions lots, just like tell them where it is and then see if they go do it and look at it, right? Because you'll know pretty quick if they've gone and looked. So that's what I do, and it's helped a lot. All right. Okay. Well, that was awesome, Autumn. Like, literally, I was sitting there and I was like, okay, either Autumn needs to write a book on this, or she needs to do a podcast on this, or you're the next summit speaker. I'm not sure which one you're, but one of the three. So,
I can't even get up to speak at a Super Sunday, much less a summit event. I would die.
Well, you're going to do it eventually, so start practicing.
Well, good. Right. I'm glad that it was good. Honestly, I think these are some of the topics that really get overlooked when people are really wanting to become more leaders on their team, grow their team, go to rank advancement, whatever the case is, hit Success Club. I think these are some of the topics that people really, really forget about. And it's the behaviors and the little things that you do day to day that actually make the biggest difference. So honestly, all the information on how to become diamond, awesome. All the information on how to hit Success Club, awesome. But these are the foundations and the really basic things that matter so much more in order for you to hit those rank advancements, have a successful business, and to hit Success Club every single month. So it's these things that really stick out to me. So I was super excited to talk about them. And this is going to be kind of the next little bit is going to be kind of like this. So yeah, I'm excited. Keep going on it. But
awesome. All right.
Let everybody go since it's after 9.
Yes. Perfect. before I go, I'm just going to put this out there to the world. I was watching a training call today, and for any of you that use like pages, I'll post it in the elite group. But you can look at on your like page at insights, and it actually tells you what time of day people go and look at your stuff on your like page. And I never really thought about looking at the times before, but that might help you when you're trying to reach out to your niche market as well. And I just wanted to put that out there because I know some people were struggling with, you know, like when, like, they're like, oh, well, no one comments my things or no one's responding, but you might just be posting at the wrong time. So if you go into like page right at the top, it says insights. You can click there and type on or click on posts, and then you'll see there's a graph, and it tells you what time people are looking at your post at. So I just want to put that out there.
Insights in which?
So on your like page.
Yeah.
And then are you on your Facebook right now?
Yeah, I'm on the insights.
Okay, yeah, and then click on posts.
I've never thought to look at this either.
Yeah, I didn't ever think of it either.
Okay. And then it says the times.
Yeah,
This
is
crazy.
Yeah, I'll post the videos.
Wow.
They're incredible. Like, some of the videos are only 20 minutes and some are like 8 minutes. But I learned so much about my market today by listening to these calls while I was working.
Wow, 8 o'clock and noon.
Yeah. And see, mine is 9:30, so I'm posting my challenge group post right away because my market looks at 9:30.
Ah,
yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, crazy, hey?
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I just want to put that out there since we're all heading into influencing people. Well, you want to influence at the right times, right? So that's when you should be doing it.
Friend.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. And we will talk to you later.